Taurus, second half of the month, November 2024. So let's have a look what is the main theme for you, dear Taurus, for second half of November. Meditate. End of the month. End of the month is creating that slow down for us. I remember how I gave you also the reading for November, in fact, and there was some new endeavor coming towards your way, Taurus, and probably things started opening up, and the whole life currently, the universe is saying to you, hey, slow down a bit. We need to centralize you slightly a bit, Taurus, so that you would recollect everything, all your attention, and still move forward, keep moving forward in the direction which is designed for you. I noticed it from my personal experience whenever I receive some new opportunity in life or some new relationships. The best way to do actually is to slightly slow down, reflect a bit with my journal, with any kind of practices or tools from my toolkit, so that I would not be too much mesmerized about it, too much excited, because again, even excitement brings some kind of delusion, or I would not be too sad when I fall down. So reflection practices, it's what is required. You can say, I'm not a meditative person. I'm not saying this is about meditation for you. I am saying this about slightly slowing down. Okay? If you are into meditations, maybe you just need actually to go deeper into that. I'm personally into meditations. I cannot imagine any day for me without it. I meditate 2-3 hours per day. It's just restoring my mind from all the chaos around. So it's just helping me to bring myself back to normal, from all what I am seeing around. So let's have a look how you can actually slow down in a very effective way so that you would not stop completely with whatever you are currently involved. Let it be either relationships or some new endeavors, a new project where you got involved into. So let's see how you can slow down but still keep on moving there in an effective way. Okay. All right. So Ace of Cups. First of all, that reminder for yourself that you will have opportunities either way coming back to you all the time. And I remember how Richard Branson, actually one of the most powerful people on this planet, in fact, he's the founder of Virgin, right? The Virgin Airlines and all these Virgin brand. So he said that opportunities are like buses. They come and go, come and go. We just need to sit still and observe them. Let's learn from those who actually can grasp those opportunities and make something out of it, right? All right. So King of Pentacles is just supporting that idea that, these two cards are coming together, that opportunities will come to you either way, right? So I cannot imagine that the king is coming to the field and starts fighting for his opportunities. It's a matter of the night, but the king is sitting still. It's sitting still, right? So that's very, very important. And then Ace of Wands, watch your energy along the way. Very, very important. Just the Empress, very receptive mode. All right. Eight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Oh, that's what we see in here. Two of Cups. All right. Page of Cups. And Ace of Pentacles. It's again coming back that some new opportunity is still there. You need to kind of like sit still to see it and not to miss it and not to stop, keep moving forward and to do just the right thing in the right time. So what I see from this sequence, in fact, for you, dear Taurus, is that, in fact, the way for you to move forward in the second half of the month is literally this figure, this fallen angel, right, which is representing temperance. But that angel is a very wise being. It's a master of science and art at the same time. I want to just pay your attention what he's doing here on this card. So he is standing on one foot, but he's standing masterfully balanced, right? Do you see that he's transferring this water, he's spilling this water from one cup to another, but he's doing it in a masterful way. Not even one drop is actually dropping down to the earth. He is doing it scientifically well, meaning he's doing it in the right temper, in the right rhythm, in the right way, meaning that he knows the absolute science behind it. And that card Temperance, it's protecting us from over-rushing this reality, from over-consuming stuff, from doing anything over, okay? Or doing something under. It's just how to say the right thing in the right time. So let's say that much you have to do to make it successful. So you don't do it this much, you don't do it this much, you are only doing this much to make it successful, and that's where success comes. Because when you do it that much, what do you create, do you think? Right, pressure. If you do it that much, what do you create? You create sloth, laziness, all right? So both this and this, they're actually not good. So you need to strive for that excellence, for that success, doing the right thing, again, right thing in the right time. Very, very important. That's what you are striving to do in here. And that's exactly what this card is about. That's exactly what science is. It means do A, get B, get C. There is a sequence, and that's why even in these card readings, I always pay attention to the sequence. That's exactly what I am teaching my students as well, that what matters is the question which you ask in your readings when you do your intuitive tarot card readings, and that's what we are doing in here, in fact. And you pay attention to the sequence of cards layout of how you draw those cards, right? So that's exactly something what you want to pay attention to, that when you move forward through the second half of the month, you keep paying attention to doing the right thing in the right time. And you inwardly always know it. The best question for you, dear Taurus, is what's the next right step to do? This is the question which actually Oprah Winfrey was asking herself continuously. Do you see where she is today? So we need to learn from the past, asking ourselves questions which actually work, okay? Now, and this is quite interesting because this is the card of Temperance is walking nearby your new endeavor where you got involved into during these months. Is it either new relationships or some new project in your career? Something new appears, so they come together. It just shows that is the only thing which you must take care about, and continuously ask yourself a question, even if you don't know. That is the question, what is the next right step to do? Remember, the pathway of 1,000 miles started from one step only. One step only. And then you do it again and again and again. And that's how you start opening up the cycle, the wheel. You start rolling it over, rolling it over, rolling it over. Nothing is in this universe is created without that temper, that cycle. I will explain to you, in fact, how this universe is wired from temper perspective. And I just learned it not so long ago once I was starting on my Jamba classes with music. In fact, we are all frozen frequencies here. So the universe, in fact, is wired through these circles. In order to create something, there must be the circle. Did you notice that here in life, we are just like riding in those circles? We all have circles. Even we are riding this circle around the sun, right? So you want it or not, you believe me or not, but that's how our universe is wired. That's how our Milky Way, our galaxy is wired. Everything is riding around the sun, right? So these circles are inevitable. And these circles are actually rhythms of this creation. We create it through that continuous rhythm. And that's how music is created in here. All right, but we want to do it right. Imagine if our planet, out of the blue, will start speeding up. What will be with us? The Earth beings, right? So everything in this galaxy is doing just the right thing. That's why the galaxy is amazing by itself, all these Milky Way. And that's what you need to be striving for, to connect to that frequency of the whole galaxy. All right? So that the whole endeavor where you're currently involved into will work out perfectly well. Now, there is a reminder for you that there are tremendous opportunities, and if one opportunity is coming, another one will immediately roll out for you. You want to preserve your energy, come back to the initial energy. Behind everything is energy. You remember that formula, that energy, it's mass times speed of light quadrant. So I believe so. I was talking about it to someone, but anyway, that is a famous formula of Albert Einstein, and he already scientifically proved it through the quantum physics laws that actually behind everything is energy. So you need to get back to that raw energy, do any kind of energy healing work, preserve your energy, and go to that receptivity mode to this universe, to this world, because that is actually the abundance card. Does it remind you how she sits exactly with this guy? Do you see what I am talking about? Now, if you don't really watch over your energy and you speed fast it, guess what happens? You start rushing, and then there is more and more fire, which actually speeds everything up and burns everything down. Does it remind you something? All right, so the way to deal with that fire is through the healing water of love. Healing water of love, right? Soothing yourself, coming back to the center, right? Because in the center of it all is the sun, and our sun is our heart. So continuously reminding ourselves, what do we already have in this life? What can we appreciate this life for? We always can have something to appreciate this life for. I remember how one time in my life I was not having a home, and I was literally a homeless person, and I was sleeping in the train station. True story. And now every time when I go to sleep, I'm looking at the roof of my house, and I'm just like, I'm so grateful. I am so damn grateful that I have the roof above my head. Only those who never had that roof, they can really grasp what I'm talking about, because that is immense, tremendous appreciation. I remember how I met also a guy. He was a quite wealthy guy, and he said he was raising his children in quite strict conditions, not in a wealthy house, but in a very modest house. And he said, Yulia, I really want to give them a gift of poverty. And I was just like, what does it mean? He said, I want just them to understand that all these material stuff is something to appreciate. It's not something given to us for granted. And you really want to be modest. You want to be modest, not just going into this too much. Because when we have too much, there comes satiation. Satiation does not bring us to that steady appreciation of everything. When we rise through the cups, too many cups, the last 10 of cups, by the way, in Thoth deck, this is the Rider-Waite based deck, but in Thoth deck, the 10 of cups is the satiation cup. So satiation has the negative side in it, in fact. When it's too much, we already kind of have it all, but we are not even happy about it. That's one of the diseases of the westernized world, I would say, from that perspective, when we have it all, but we are still not happy. But then I go to those developing countries, I travel around, and I see how people living in really tremendously modest or even poor conditions, especially in India. I see much more contentment there than in many places here, where we live currently in the developed world. So there is something to learn out of that attitude. There is something to get back to that true deep core center of ours and remind ourselves that attitude of modesty, attitude of doing right thing in the right time, right? So I leave you with these action steps, dear Taurus, to make the most out of this second half of the month. And I hope you are fully equipped to make it the best half of the month ever and to be the best version of you.